Yo, yo, yo. How are y'all doing, bro? Midnight stream. I know. People are upset. Mikhail streamed earlier. Mikhail, please. I'm sorry. I really am. I really am. I think tomorrow I could probably stream earlier. I think so. I think my day should be set in a way where I could stream earlier for you guys, you know? And that's what it's all about, making sure you guys have a pleasant experience. But, because I do realize I kind of pander to the late night audience because, you know, people stay up late. There are people who just insomniacs, and that's what I'm here for because excuse me, stay up super late, don't get any sleep during the day. And it's like a vicious cycle, you know? I really just be running on fumes, just pure fumes. I don't know how I'm still surviving, you know? I guess just instinct. I don't know. But yeah, let's check the sound volume for everything, and then we're just gonna get to chilling. It's like a vicious cycle, you know? All right, YouTube is beautiful. Let's check Twitch next. Wi-Fi is straight too. Let's check you right now. Let's check Twitch. Twitch is good too. Nice. Bruh, we are on day 27. There we go. 27, guys. That's insane. I actually locked in. I can't believe we did it. Really can't believe we did that, bro. I'm very proud of us. Really am. Like, we're going to hit like that 30-month stream, like stream every day. And I'm happy. I feel consistent because like now because of that, I have like the habit of doing it every day. So at least now I can like do it in a way where probably next month I'm going to probably like stream probably less, probably like 3 times or 4 times a week. Maybe have weekends off, some weekends off, some weekends on, you know what I mean? But yeah, for sure we have a way to like, we could probably like make a decent schedule for next month. Now I'm not gonna like set up days like, oh, I'm streaming this day, this day. It's gonna be sporadic, okay? So you just gotta, it's like a shooting star. You either catch me or you don't. See that? I make myself valuable. Oh my god, I crack myself up. But yeah, what do y'all want to do today? That's a real question. If you're wondering why I'm also late, I was watching Love Island. Bruh, let me tell you, Love Island this is my guilty pleasure. I'm like on episode 23. Bruh, let me tell you, right now, all the homies fuck with Nick. Nick is cool. We like Nick. We like Sierra. They're a great couple. I don't know how Nick pulled Sierra. She is fine, bro, but he did it. So Nick got her right now. Austin's pretty good too. I'm fucking with Pepe. Zach and Amaya. I'm glad Amaya finally found someone, bro. Like, this girl's been struggling through this entire show trying to find someone to like match her. You know what I mean? And I think the British dude Zach finally was matching her freak, her energy, and I think she needed that for sure because like Ace turned her down. Austin wasn't messing with her too much, but Zach he was vibing with her, so I'm glad she found somebody, bro. That made me happy. Huda finally found someone too. It's about time. She should probably be happy as well. Who else? I was just like to make. Oh, Taylor. Taylor is an op now, bro. I'm sorry. Taylor's like an actual tweak. So tell me why, right? Tell me why. So what happened is, you know, he was on the island for like dang near 3 weeks with Alondria. They were good. They were like coupled up. Then they did like the split. So Casa Villa and something, the House of Love, something like that. Whatever. They were in 2 different houses. She couldn't find love there. Taylor was like contracting with this girl named Clark for like the past 3 days. Alondria comes back, and I had to choose between like Alondria and Clark. Now, mind you, he and Alondria have 3 weeks of like connections, getting to know each other. Like, they are like this. And Clark, he's only been with Clark for 3 days, but I guess they made out a couple times, and that was like enough for him to pick Alondria. I'm like, bro, are you dumb? Like, you're picking a relationship of 3 days over a relationship for 3 weeks? For what? For what, bro? Like, and the crazy part is, even Clark was surprised. Like, I thought he was going to pick Alondria because they had a strong connection, but I guess he chose me. Like, The only people who are like, I feel like, are allowed to win from that challenge of like separating and then coming back are people who didn't have like strong connections to begin with. So like again, Amaya and also like a good example. They weren't really a good match at all. So they had their time to separate, find a new couple, and they did. That's what that's mainly for people who don't have, strong connections. And then if you do have a strong connection, at that point, you're seeing if okay, if our connection is strong enough, or is there something better? But even then, what they had wasn't even like that great. It wasn't better than Laundry. It was just basic conversation. She just gave you some ass. Like that's it for you. You get a little bit of makeouts and like, you know what? I think I like this girl more, bro. After 3 days, it's so dumb. So Laundry, we thought she was gonna get kicked off the island again, but luckily, Nick convinced the Castavelas to like keep vote to keep her on the island. Now Laundry is safe to stay. So now what I'm guessing is going to happen is, and I hope it's going to happen. I hope in my heart of hearts this happens. Clark and Taylor end up falling off, and Taylor's going to try to get back with Alondra, but she's going to be like, nah, bro, you had your chance, you're done. And like Taylor gets kicked off. I low-key want Taylor gone at this point, bro. Because looking back at it, like Alondra was like a lot of woman for Taylor, bro. Like I feel like he wasn't at the level to handle her. Like he was getting by for sure. And I feel like he just wasn't ready for all that, bro. He just was not ready for all that woman, bro. Like, he can't handle that. He really can't. I guess that was intimidating to him. That's why he said I'm going to go with Clark, because I feel like I can't handle this. But Alondra just might be too much. He was probably scared, bro. But, like, bro, that's a woman right there. You just got to, like, level up bit by bit in the background. You know what I mean? Get that XP on the side to keep up with her or something. But, yeah, bro. Taylor is an official lame at this point. I'm sorry, bro. Like, there's no coming back from that. And she's staying on the island too, bro, so now I'm going to live with that. And then what made him even more of a lame is this dude once made a decision. He was hiding his face in his hands, biting his nails and whatnot. He was just looking like a child. Oh my God, like such a loser. I'm like, bro, he regretted his decision. And again, this is why Nick is goated, bro. He's like, listen, let's get Alondra back. Because, no, he said, no offense to you, Clark, but just in case Taylor wants to circle back to Alondra, you know what I mean? Because, like, even Nick noticed that Taylor made a mistake. And Taylor realized, I think I made a mistake here. Like, no duh, dumbass. Like, why would you pick... It's a show at the end of the day. But I'm just saying, bro. Like, I never seen someone so foolish. Like, my goodness, man. My goodness. But anywho, we do have Duel Links, too. So we could grind that up today, also. That low-key might be the vibe after we watch some YouTube. That low-key might be the vibe after we watch some YouTube. Oh, yo, did y'all hear the news? Apparently, Dr. Umar's broke. Oh, yes, sir. Y'all liking the stream, too? I peep you on YouTube. I peep it. Thank you. Thank you. And we're at 65 subscribers, by the way. I love you guys. Thank y'all for always tuning in, We're growing our... I can't speak. We are growing our channel slowly but surely. Gotta slow down when I get excited. I'm sorry. But, I don't know. What can we do? Let's go to YouTube and see what happens. Transition. Click. Oh, listen, I already watched the Avatar trailer like 6 different times because I saw it in theaters watching Fantastic Four. I need to make a review of Fantastic Four. That's gonna drop tomorrow. So don't worry about that. You'll get the Fantastic Four review tomorrow. I need like for sure a day, or at this point 2 days. Because I saw it Saturday. So Sunday, Monday. Yeah, I needed 2 days to cool off because like I would have made the review right then and there. Would have been very heavily biased. I calmed down now, analyzed it. I got my score. It's still a strong 8. But like I was really debating like I was happy about that movie, bro. I was really happy. But let's watch this because I'm excited for this movie. Low key, don't want to glaze myself again. Don't want to do that too much. But did I make a review of? Yeah. Shout out to Tesco 4987 and Asan. Yo, y'all are both good. Thank you for joining the MT80 squad, Makes me happy. I'm pretty sure I did a... Don't check. Did that fit? Yes, sir. Again, y'all can't... I be telling y'all all the time when you see these pictures, you know it's live. Never a dull picture here. Never. I'm pretty sure we did an Avatar trailer, right? Or review. Avatar Way of Water, that was like what, last year? Really? Did I not make a... Oh, I did. That was like one of my 1, 2, 3. That was my 4th video. Yes, sir. Man. This is one of my favorite videos to make, to be honest. Not gonna hold you. What was this one? Oh, this was a struggle bus. Like, you understand how hard it was to, like, you know, do like the screen sharing and whatnot. But I figured out now for sure I use OBS. But, like, I was struggling with this, bro. It was tough. Because I was using, like, my phone to record and then game at the same time. So I was, like, trying to sync it up. With it was rough, bro. It was rough. But I kind of got it. Then this one I started using thumbnails. I thought my face was good enough just to get videos, but clearly I was wrong. Well, this one got some views with just my face, so that's decent. I wore the Spider-Man shirt too. This wasn't that bad. This wasn't that bad. This was decent. This was decent. Bro, the JJK era was popping for me. I was eating. I didn't get any money off of this, but like this was just a fun time. Same with One Piece too. Oh yeah, this chapter was gas. God damn, bro. We were eating. Is this even a fall off? I don't even know what to say. Like, we just go up and down, to be honest. When was our last One Piece review? 4 months ago? Jesus. We'll get a new chapter this week, so I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it. No, we also did like a live too. No, wait a second. Yeah, we did a live. That did decent 10 days ago. So yeah, we're good. We'll probably do like another live thing. Let's open up this chat though. We'll get a new chapter. Like the video. Oh, it's gotta love yourself. Since I have YouTube chat up right there, I'm gonna open up Twitch chat on my phone then. Alright, let's watch Avatar Fire and Ash. Should I full screen this? Let me see how it looks. It looks good.
The strength of the ancestors is here.
Like, these movies are just so beautiful, and so it's like, this is truly like one of my favorite sci-fi franchise right now. Like, it's up there for sure when it comes to just sci-fi. Like, this is a sci-fi alien planet, you know, and like they do a great job with it, showing like the alien side of it and the human side with the technology, bro. Like, they do it so well.
You cannot live like this, baby. In hate.
If there is something you can do, then you must do it. The children. No, Spider. And we will find another way. Your goddess has no dominion here.
Nah, it's just so tough, bro. You can't lie about that. It's so cool. Like, the reason why I'm excited about this, because like looking at it now, you could kind of see the parallels between like Jake and what's that evil guy's name? I'm sorry, Avatar. Quartertich. Miles. We'll just call him Miles. Quartertich. I forgot his name. The point is him in the general. Like I feel like it's the parallels because like, you know, with Jake, he went to Natiri, he became like one of them whatnot through the Avatar program. Went with them, was like, you know, I'm gonna join their cause, help them out, help betray humanity. Then with this guy, he becomes one of them and like actually does what Jake is supposed to do and like use the Natiri to stop the Natiri to help humanity. So like you got the actual evil Marine doing what Jake was supposed to do and becoming Natiri, or not Natiri, Naveen, there we go. Adapting their culture, making them help him stop the other Naveen and whatnot. Naveen. It's just, I really like that storytelling right there. And even like with the fire people, it seems as if, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, that looks like the place he destroyed in the first movie. Like the big tree that, what's his name, girl's name, Natiri? Yeah, Natiri used to live in. Like he destroyed that years ago, you know what I mean? I think that's that tree. And like they all just settled there, you know. So it looks very interesting, man. And like they probably have beef with Jake because of that. Like they're probably like a cult of Naveen who wanna, I don't know what their objectives are and like why they want to work with him. But I am very curious to see what happens. I really am. Because they really are two pillars, to be honest. Like the guy who remember the mission and the guy who decided to abandon the mission. It's very interesting. I'm very excited to see how it goes. Top tier franchise. James Cameron, bro. Locked in. Insane work. We'll see a quick breakdown of what she has to say. We'll see. Season 8 finale. What?
Why isn't the new Avatar trailer doing better on social media? I think it's a couple of reasons. The first is that unfortunately, it trickled out as a release. It leaked about a week or so ago, and a lot of people watched it.
Bro, what? Where are y'all getting these leaks from movies, bro? I need that. Please. Like, give me some leaks.
And then, of course, it played all weekend long in front of Fantastic Four. Where I think is probably the best place to experience it, particularly in 3D.
That is true. Seeing that trailer in the theaters was fantastic. It really was. Because, like, I thought I came late to the movie. I was like, where's the Avatar trailer? I thought it was supposed to come out. They played it right before the movie. And then, like, once that trailer finished, then the movie started. I was like, oh, okay. Because I was at, Marcus, and you know how Mark talks for a little bit. He's like, oh, yeah, the theater and whatnot. He's a fun dude. Then his thing ends, like, okay, the movie starts. But instead, the movie started once the trailer was like, oh, what? It was surprising, you know. But if they wanted this trailer trend, they probably should have dropped it Monday and not released it in theaters yet. If they wanted to trend like they wanted to on social media, but like again, like she said, since like been out the entire weekend, then you drop it Monday, it's gonna do numbers, but not like trend as hard as you want to trend. Because it didn't get released till today.
One of the reasons, I'm seeing so many people today saying, oh, this franchise again, I'm over this franchise sucks, and you see all the negative comments.
Bro, what? Then why make, like, how much money did Avatar 2 make? Avatar Way of Water, how much did it make? This movie made $2 billion. So, but what's going on here? Why are y'all complaining about the movie? Clearly people like this movie if it made $2 billion. How much? How much did it cost to make, though? 460 million? Oh, yeah, they made their money back for sure. And how much did the first one make? Okay, so this cost 230, so they doubled their budget. How much did it How much? I know this one made $1 billion, right? Oh, this made almost $3 billion. Yeah, bro, y'all can't be saying this franchise if it's freaking making its money back and then some.
Comments, and you're like, how on earth is it?
Because this movie got 2 billion, 2 billion. 2 times for 2 billion, bro. Make it make sense. Y'all can handle this movie, bro. Y'all can't hate. This man James Cameron's. If he's making a movie, he's gonna make his billion. He make his billion, bro. I can tell you that much. I'm willing to bet this movie might make $1 billion too.
This franchise is a multi-billion-dollar franchise, the most successful franchise, you know, I think arguably in film history, and
The numbers don't lie, bro. What? In film history? Come on now.
I think it's because James Cameron, Jimmy C, has created an experience. You know, it demands to be seen in the theater. He literally transports you to an alien planet because of the quality of the visuals, the animation, and then also the 3D. And there was, you know, it was cutting edge 3D when the first movie came out, and it was cutting edge 3D when the last movie came out. And so part of my concern is, how much will he be able to present as big a jump forward in technology this time?
There probably won't be a big jump in technology. I think at this point, it's the story, how well you use the 3D and whatnot. Because from 2009 to 2022, that's like a big jump. That's like you had like a decade worth of time to like learn stuff and whatnot, new technology to come out. So that's higher quality, better visuals, new ways to use technology and whatnot. So from 2022 to 2025, there's not going to be like a huge jump. So there's going to be, I don't know, probably cooler sequences or whatnot. Like at this point, I think it kind of matches the craft of this modern technology and how to use it. But yeah, I think for sure when it comes to him, like you are getting like a movie experience. That's why it's doing money, because like it's different. That like it really is just a different experience. You know, it's not a comic book movie, not a remake or anything. It's its own franchise story. You know, it's something new. This is a new movie. Part of an ongoing series, and I think that's why people like it. I think that's why what was his name? Mission Impossible is doing decent too. I think I don't remember. You have to double check me on that. I'm not looking it up, but I think that's why Mission Impossible is doing good, because again, it's like a continuous story of a franchise. It's not a redo of a franchise, not a remake. It's a continuous story. I think people enjoy that, you know.
But does he need to? One of my favorite quotes about the last movie was a joke quote, but it was hilarious, and that's like, rumor has it if you throw popcorn at the screen while you're watching Avatar: Way of Water, a fish will actually eat it, you know, in the movie. And it felt that real. It was, you know, I saw the last one in Dolby 3D, and it was truly like going on a ride. And so I think that's one of the reasons that the movies, even though the stories are, you know, I think they're getting better, but I mean, they're not the greatest, you know, it's not getting nominated for best screenplay, but it's still, I think, a really incredible experience. But yeah, but I think this trailer, not so much, you know, especially if you watch it, you know, on your phone, okay, right? Or like on a small screen. I think that this trailer was designed to impress in the theater in front of Fantastic Four and not to impress online, which was a mistake on the part of Disney marketing. I think there's no hook. You know, I mean, there's these new Fire Ash people, but there's not enough of them. You know, there's nothing to really grab onto about what's new. One of the negative comments that I saw from a number of you was, looks the same as the last movie, but it's got fire in it. So what are you talking about? Also, though, speaking of what's new is old, I mean, what's old is new again. Why do you think, by the way, it didn't trend that much today? You know, even though people have been very much anticipating this trailer. All right, but look, the posters are the same. It's a nod to the original, what was it, like 2009 poster?
She's right, 2009.
That's really cool. I think that's, and I think not only is it a nice nod, but it shows how much, even for Jimmy C, pop culture has changed, right? I mean, the first one is very sensual, you know, Neytiri is presented as this exotic but also very beautiful alien. And then I think this new alien, this is, you know, Navi, this is Varang, leader of the Ash people, also a female character, but presented, I think, more androgynous. Not playing up, this like femininity. A lot of people felt the first movie, the very first Avatar, was a take on Pocahontas. And those people are right. But this, I think, is speaking more to here's the thing. So I think that's I'm curious to see what you think of the similarities, but also the very noticeable differences between these two presentations. But the other thing is that James Cameron said he was going to get a little more political. He's going to highlight the good Na'vi versus the bad Na'vi. But maybe they don't obviously see themselves as bad. And I think a lot of us are like, I don't know if you want to get into the political space, Jimmy. That's tough. But I think it's always very interesting whenever I see people talking about Star Wars that everybody assumes that they're the rebellion and the other side is the Empire. And I always think that's very interesting. So,
Interesting stuff. I get the point. Just want to see what you have to say. I've been watching this girl since I've been like in middle school. 20 people confront a billionaire. Oh, bruh. I saw clips of this on freaking Twitter. No, TikTok was it? TikTok. And it was just so embarrassing, bro. Like, we'll watch this. We'll watch this. What's this? On their globe tattoos? What's this girl looking like? She's alright. Actually curious. These are what shorts are for, I guess.
And you're basically told how many people are potentially compatible with you, and you could get 0. I saw someone post this on Twitter. You do a sort of
love at first match. What is this website?
Quiz, and you're basically told how many people are potentially compatible with you, and you could get 0. Want kids? And I guess yes. Ages? What's the youngest I would date? I don't know. Height requirement. Ideally just my height or above. Minimum income. I don't really give a shit. Exclude married. Yeah, I don't want to date someone who's married. Wow. I actually thought it'd be better odds. Out of 164 million, only 500,000 meet my standards? What did I even ask for? I saw someone...
Jesus. Can we take that test? Standard dating test. Is it this? Yeah, it is. My man, do you want kids? Yes. Let's see, 28. 5'2". I don't care if a girl's tall. Minimum income. Doesn't matter. Any education. Bachelor's, religion, any. Smokes. Doesn't matter. Yes. Yes. Oh, men in the United States meet your standards. What the? Oh my God. No, 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 no. Jesus. .4% meet your standards. That's not bad. 2 million options? That ain't bad at all. I like those odds. If I said, Masters. Still the same? PhD. Drop down heavily. make this like 70. Mmm. 50. Hmm. Let me just say yes. Hmm. Did it go down? Either. Let me be a homewrecker. Not that much. Women wants kids, yes. Always say either for that. What if I say, can I make multiple? Or just one? We'll say this. Damn. Huge drop. What about... lower than that? How this? Okay, but that was fun. That was a fun 3 seconds. I was supposed to see that. Alright. Now we had a Jubilee video, and now it disappeared. I'll just search Jubilee. Alright, this is us reacting to 20 people confront a billionaire. Feature Morgan. John Morgan, I can't read.
Old Spice.
We're gonna watch it at a faster speed. Hopefully don't get copyright.
Today,
Oh my god.
I think we've all sat here and we've heard you talk about
Gonna do 1.5. That should be decent.
your jet and Maui and your 3 homes and the money that sits in your account that you don't care to touch. What stops you from helping every person in this room that's struggling right now? How do you help them? What do you do? Because you got a private jet, but I had to take off work today and I'm struggling. I got bills, man.
Guys, listen, don't you worry. When I become a billionaire, I'll fix everything. I'll try my best to, at least. Don't you worry. These old billionaires, these old money guys, they just sit with their money, chill, enjoy life. They don't care about the world. I do. I do care about the world. And right now, that's probably like the best method, bro. You just gotta have all the coins. If you have all the coins, you can do a lot. You have a lot of influence. Just give me some time, guys. Just give me some time. I'll still look good. I won't look like a potato with my billions, so I'll look decent.
I'm John Morgan, the founder of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Morgan & Morgan? Yep. That's money right there, Jesus.
And according to Forbes, I'm a billionaire. Ask me anything.
According to Forbes, bro, he might have more money than that. John Morgan. $1.5 billion. What's God damn. 400, 200, 200. I know one of them. Didn't they have like a Phoebe Gates? I'm pretty sure, didn't like one of the billionaires have like a daughter? I was seeing a black guy, and like we were proud of him, like, bro, you locked in, but then he fumbled her. I think it was her. Was it her? Let me check. Maybe. She's cute though, bro, but like if her dad's a billionaire, lock in, guys. I don't know how that dude fumbled her.
My first question is, how much are you currently worth, and how did you amass that amount of money?
I'm a lawyer. I went to law school and became a lawyer, but I'm also a serial entrepreneur. I built and operate a chain of attractions across America. I have Marriott hotels across America. I build shopping centers. The big part of my wealth has been generated by my law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Well, I don't know exactly how much I'm worth. I used to tell my kids when they were little, when their friends would ask them, are we rich or not? I said, the answer is this: we're comfortable.
What do you mean comfortable?
Still trying to stay humble with his billions, bro. Are we rich, Papa? We're comfortable. In his $200 million, in his $200 million mansion. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say.
Like, you definitely have way more than just being comfortable. You live a luxury life.
Do you call being worth $1 billion comfortable?
Very. And you don't feel.
Why is this how they usually set it up, bro? Like, why is it like, why is he not looking at them, bro? That feels kind of weird. Is that how they usually do that? With this chair? Confront? Let me look. That just seems weird. Just back turned towards them? Was that his choice? Yeah, I'm looking through right now. He's the only one that did this. So he's just disrespectful with it too, bro. Like, that's insane. Like, back turn, he doesn't want to look at y'all. Ask your questions. Like, that's like... I don't want to say it's aura, but it's kind of like aura. That's a sprinkle of aura right there, bro. But Jesus, that is disrespectful. It's going to get just much disrespectful later. Don't you worry about that, but that's just insane. Like, y'all, no, we can't look at him. We got to talk from behind. No eye contact, bro.
Feel like it because you don't
I will get annoyed.
spend it. When you grow up a certain way, it's not like it's changed much in my life. I'm in the same house. I don't spend the money that you would think I'd spend. It's odd because you have all this money in the bank, but it doesn't really change what you do day to day.
My question for you is, what stops you from using your wealth to change somebody's life?
Here's the guy right here. You're going to see in a second. You're going to see in a second.
Nothing. Listen, I live 3 places. I live in Florida, I live in Maui, Hawaii, and I live in New Hampshire. But I've taken my wealth and done certain things. Like in Florida where I live, I ran a constitutional amendment.
Listen. We're talking about the level of wealth I'm trying to get to. It's this guy right here. This level of wealth I'm trying to get to. It's going to take a minute, but I want this level of wealth and just that truly just fuck you money. Where I can just say fuck off whatever I want to. It's that type of money I'm trying to get to. That's when you can actually start making real plays against the world and whatnot. Is this guy a dick? Yes. But if you get to his level, you could actually make change happen, whether for yourself, for the good, or just, to do whatever.
Twice to legalize medical marijuana. I lost the first time, but I won the second time with 72% of the vote. I believe that income inequality is the #1 issue facing America today. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. And every day the gulf is getting wider. So what did I do? I ran a constitutional amendment. I spent tens of millions of dollars to raise the minimum wage from $8 an hour to $15 an hour in Florida. That's a doubling of the minimum wage. So I take that money that I make and I've run those constitutional amendments and I've put money into food banks and coalition for the homeless, and it goes on and on. And I will tell you this, not to pat me on the back too much about it, because I don't really feel it. I don't really feel it. I was at lunch the other day and this woman walks up to me and says, John, I just want to thank you and your wife for the donation you made to iDignity. I didn't know what iDignity was. I said, how much did we give? She said, $500,000. It turns out that my wife had given the money. And by the way, if you want money, call my wife.
Don't tell me twice, bro. Hey, can I get some money to pay off these student loans, please and thank you? Here, sure, honey, of course. Can I work under, bro? Please.
iDignity is a place for the poorest of the poor to get identification, because more and more in this country, you need to have an identification just to get food stamps. I believe when you make this kind of money, you have an obligation to give it back. You don't feel it. It doesn't hurt you. You can look at me and know I'm not missing too many meals. So I don't feel like...
Okay. This guy's either playing up the great front ever, or he's actually one of those ethical billionaires. Like he knows he's rich, but at least he's, trying to do something at least. He's trying to do something from what he's telling us right now. It seems like he's trying to do something. And I respect that. If all this stuff is true, I respect it.
I'm doing anything special. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
So I'm going to try to rephrase it. What stops you from getting out that car at the moment where you and your son, you seen the homeless person? What stopped you from changing that person's life?
Well, I do get out there.
Okay. So you want him to, like, whenever he sees a homeless person, give him, like, a bunch of money? Is that what you're asking for? Because he can't do that with everybody, you know what I mean? At that point, if you do that with every single poor person you see, especially with my poor people, that's going to just, you know... I mean, maybe, like, if you give him, like, $10,000, that helps change someone's life for sure, I think.
Out of the car from sometimes. When I pull up to a stoplight and there's somebody out there begging for food, even if they look like they've been eating donuts for the last 10 years, I give them money because I'm not going to judge them. I look at them this way. They're out there on the street in the heat. I don't know what they're doing out there, but you know what? It's not my job to judge.
I feel like a lot of billionaires, they say the same thing. They say they do donate and they do give to people. You give to organizations and large conglomerates that take your money and they break it up and they throw it around. You're not handing something down to help somebody who really needs it. What does it matter?
Yes and no. Like, I get what he's saying. But with those charities and whatnot, if they're... You gotta do your research, though. You gotta do your due diligence. Like, with charities and whatnot, you gotta make sure those are charities that actually have a history of helping those people on the streets and whatnot. And building more of those sanctuaries and whatnot. Like, if he's using those buildings to, like, build more sanctuaries to have less homeless people on the streets, good for him. He's just, you know, investing in them. That's alright, but are they good charities to invest in? You know, are they actually doing the work they're supposed to do? What he sounds like to me is he wants him to, like, whenever he sees a homeless person, drop them some cash so they could, like, at least do something for their lives for a little bit. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like he wants him to do. Which, every now and then I think you can do, but you can do that every single day, I think. I don't know. He probably has enough to do. Who knows?
You're in the law field, and that's how you've amassed your network and everything that you've earned. If you had to start over in a different industry, what would you be in order to become a billionaire again?
I don't even know how it happened in the first place. So it's like I keep waiting to wake up, and it was all a dream. Like, how did this happen? Listen, here's my problem. I suck in math and I suck in science, so there's not many jobs left for me after that. But my gut tells me I want to go to Wall Street and make deals like that. But what I would probably do is stay in the attraction business that I'm in. I love that business because there's no fighting. And I did it as a hobby. I've always thought what I could have done with my attraction and amusement business if I'd had it full time instead of, it was more like collecting stamps than anything, to tell you the truth.
So you made some comments about liking capitalism and how much legislation you did for raising the minimum wage for $15 an hour here in Florida. Is there anyone at your law firm or your multiple businesses that you're paying less than $15 an hour now?
No. And I wasn't paying less then because I believe that a living wage is a civil right. I also believe that retaining employees with a living wage and bonuses, it's good for business. I believe by paying more to my employees, I keep them, attrition is lower, and believe it or not, although it sounds backwards, I believe by paying more, I make more because I keep people, and my people are really all I have.
So in your opinion, why aren't other billionaires doing the same thing that you're doing?
Well, I think some are and some aren't. A lot of people have to. Like, once I raised the minimum wage here in Florida, all of a sudden, out of the blue, Universal raised the minimum wage to $15 an hour. I kind of took credit for that. At a certain point, when wages start to rise, businesses have to respond. Because if Universal's paying $15, then Disney's got to pay $15. Because who cares if you're running Small World or Harry Potter? You're looking for a job.
So you mentioned a little bit how you've put money into politics and things like that. And in the current political climate in the United States, our government's run by the billionaires, not for the billionaires. What do you think the moral role of a billionaire should be within the United States government? By
and large, the opposite of what it is. These fat cats got so much money, but they want the tax laws to benefit them. Like, these hedge fund people don't even pay taxes. And so the billionaires are not satisfied with what they have. They want more and more and more and more. And what my worry is, this income inequality, at some point there's a breaking point. At some point you can become Cuba. And what I would say to these billionaires, you're going to make this gulf so big and so vast.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome to Take 5 Royalty.
Just because you don't think it could ever happen in America, just remember January 6th. Just remember them storming the Capitol. Those were the barbarians at the gate, and they were mad as hell. And you know what they're mad about? They were mad because they think they're going to fall further and further behind. They weren't mad, and they thought Donald Trump was the one that could do it for them. But that's why they stormed the Capitol. And when I saw it, I said, that could be our future if we let the haves and the have-nots get so separated.
I think everybody knows that probably every single billionaire does evade taxes, and he did say that he wants billionaires to be taxed so high, but I can promise you he probably has found ways to evade taxes.
I mean, I can believe he found ways to evade tax for sure, but, like, he's still, like, it's more like this right now. I'm not defending, I'm just saying it's more like this. If they're all cheating, I'll cheat too, you know what I mean? Is it bad that we're cheating? Yes. Should we stop cheating? Yes. But, like, right now, we're cheating. I don't cheat as bad as they do, but I still kind of cheat, you know? Like, he had, like, the whole answer key in his lap right there, the whole sheet of paper. I have some answers in my hand. It's still bad, but it's not as egregious, you know? So, yeah, I for sure think he evades some tax every now and then. But the point is, yes, the billionaires need to be cutting, like, you know, they need to stop finding loopholes to evade paying their taxes.
back in around like 1940s, you know, the tax rate was around like higher than 90%, right? Would you be somebody that would advocate to bring back such a high tax rate in order to redistribute the wealth?
I don't know about 90% because you got to have some motivation. Listen, I am a capitalist. I believe in capitalism, but I also believe we have to do the most for the most with least.
So when you mention capitalism, right? Capitalism is kind of inherently parasitical, right? You're going to always take more from the work.
Just check if the shrimp's still good. Swag, nice.
You're going to put a profit on their labor that they're putting into the business, and I think now we're seeing that capitalism inherently causes these income inequalities. So I think we need to expand those social safety nets. We need to increase taxes on the wealthy in order to allow the poor to enjoy, you know, the things that maybe you enjoyed when you were younger and things like that.
Well, look, I agree with you, and I think it's really for these people who are so rich, they're going to lose it one way or the other if they don't. Because look, the thing about you got socialism and capitalism. Socialism on paper makes a lot of sense, but then you got to count on everybody working. Will they all work? But in the short run, what we're seeing right now with this big, beautiful bill that they're talking about, we're talking about cutting all sorts of benefits to give more money to the rich and dig our country into trillions of more long-term debt. And I look at it and I scratch my head. The rich should be taxed bigger and harder. And so the reason I'm more for capitalism is because if you go to a socialistic country like France.
France is not socialist.
France is not?
No. You look at, let's say China. We'll give China for example.
China's not. China's communism. I've been to China.
China's not communist.
Huh?
China's not communist. They're run by the Chinese Communist Party, but they're not.
What are they?
They're a socialist country.
Socialist?
Yes. And you look at their infrastructure.
Hey man, I've been to China.
Their wealth inequality, and it's actually, you know, pretty good.
Have you ever been to China?
Have I? No.
Let me tell you something. It is the most oppressed country
No,
I've ever
no.
been to.
Look, no. China's not oppressed. Look at China. They have great social safety nets.
You need to go to China and watch the people with their heads down.
This is a completely different China we're talking about. I'm
talking about China today.
I'm talking. Yeah, if we're talking about China today, then no.
Then you have drank the wrong Kool-Aid.
I'm stealing that actually. I'm sorry. That's a perfect line. You drank the wrong Kool-Aid, buddy. Yeah, that's I'm stealing that. Yes, sir. Oh my god. Actually fucking hilarious. I'm typing that in my notes. I'll be back.
I was like, oh, I'm the only Asian person in the room, so it's like so weird to see somebody kind of like debate about a country that my mom is from. I would have to agree with John more in terms of like China being a communist country.
John, I'm a parent, and one of the challenges I have...
Oh, so it was right. Okay. All right then.
...is making sure that my mindset is not my children's mindset. How do you overcome that challenge as a billionaire to make sure your children have their own mindsets?
That's hard to do because they live with you and they hear you. The interesting thing about life is you get older, you start listening to your children, you're like, they're stealing all my shit. I said that. I did that. But what I used to tell them is this. When you're watching me, take the good parts and leave the bad parts. And
I don't know. I think I just naturally had different opinions to my parents. Mainly because I think it's just personality types, really. And like how I thrive to be my own individual person, and like I want to agree with you if I truly agree with you. I don't want to just follow people's footsteps. So I think it depends on your child's personality and just also like how you raise them too. Like they're gonna probably pick up on some things from you, like just natural habits and whatnot, whether good or bad, and that's up to them to break those good or bad habits, or bad habits if there are some. But I feel like if you do like a decent job parenting, your child should become their own person. You give them like the freedom to be free and whatnot. You know what I mean?
The thing I used to tell my kids is the only thing that I want you to be, I don't care what you are other than this, I want you to be a compassionate human being. I want you to put other people first. And that's the only mindset that I wanted them to take. And I think that they have done that.
One of my goals, I think, is to make my kids better than me. What's your main challenge that you see as a billionaire making your kids better than you?
The main challenge is that your children do not feel entitled. There's nothing worse than an entitled person, somebody who was born with a silver spoon stuck up their butt, and they become the worst person in the world. I never bought my kids nice cars because I knew they were going to be dinged. And you have to make your kids work. You have to have consequences that are consistent. But the main thing you have to do, if I was giving advice as a parent, you got to spend a whole lot of time. It's all about the time. And remember this, your child is one friend away from total disaster. And when you see that friend, you got to separate that friend as hard as it is.
So you just mentioned that when you have a child who is having a friend that you find them to be not good for them, essentially, that you have to do what you can to separate them. As a billionaire, what does that entail for you?
Well, you can only do so much. I mean, I've only separated 2 friends in all the years. And one was a kid who used to come over and, you know, he just reeked of marijuana and he was stoned and I just had a bad vibe. And I said, look, so-and-so, you can't go over there and he can't come over here. My son Matthew was enraged. You can't tell me who's going to be my friend. I said, I'm telling you, you can't go there and they can't come here. But you can't stop them at school. You can't stop them at a certain point. Later in life, I was justified because that kid that I was worried about ended up in prison.
I'm someone who works with youth in Orlando. I spend every moment of my days to coach and develop the youth in Orlando, and I work with at-risk youth. And one of the biggest things that I have seen in Orlando is that since medical marijuana was passed as a bill in Florida, marijuana use has become normalized among the youth and those that are underaged. One of the things that you mentioned earlier is that you didn't allow your son to be friends with someone who smoked pot because he smelled loud and he smoked weed. So why would you advocate for a bill like that to be passed when you kicked someone out of your family's circle who was smoking weed themselves?
When my brother was paralyzed, they had him on Percocet, Xanax, and everything else. The only thing that gave him relief, immediate relief, was marijuana. Listen, I believe that marijuana use at an early age fries the mind. I drug tested my children a lot, and my son Matthew failed that drug test a lot. But here's the difference. Would I rather have my brother taking marijuana gummy or opioids, fentanyl? It's a no-brainer. So I don't think marijuana use is on the rise. Let me tell you something. If you want marijuana today, go to any middle school in America, and we'll have a nickel bag real fast.
Yeah. So do you feel that there's an ethical gray area when it comes to use of marijuana or other drugs in the youth or in adults in our country? And do you think that that leads to potentially a ethical gray area for you as a billionaire as it relates to other things in your life?
Medical marijuana, no way. Because listen, where I think the unethical conduct is coming from is from the pharmaceutical industry. Marijuana is a plant that was put into earth by God or by nature, and it works. I don't know how it works. I don't know how aloe works, but when you rub aloe on sunscreen, it goes away. So I feel very good, morally, ethically, every single way about what I did with medical marijuana. And here's the proof in the pudding. 1 million people in Florida have a card, and guess who uses it mostly? People 65 and older. Go to the marijuana stores, look at the marijuana stores, look who's going in. It ain't kids, it's me.
Yeah, so I'm still really confused about the marijuana thing. I feel like with a lot of billionaires, they do want to care for people, but they really don't want them around them. So that's what I feel that you feel with the marijuana. You're fine with people growing it, you're fine with people doing whatever. But right when it's in your house, you don't really care about the person. You want them not around you or your family.
I'd take a gummy every night. It's in my house.
I think the issue was if they were kids smoking marijuana. You know what I mean? Like, as a kid, you shouldn't be doing drugs. Like, if they were adults doing drugs, fine with her. But, like, I think the issue was, like, they were young kids doing it. Like, his younger son was doing it. Let's actually check out what his son was. There's one, John Morgan, 65. Descendants, Jesus. So that guy's married. So like if they were like, you know, middle school, high school doing drugs and he said, "Hey, I don't want you around them," that's actually valid. I get that. But if they're in like college and doing that, then yeah, he was freaking out.
What are you talking about?
Then why did you kick the person out of your house?
He was a kid who I thought was not just the reek of marijuana. He was a kid who I thought was bad news. I didn't think that he was smoking marijuana. I thought he was selling marijuana. Look, I think all of Matthew's friends smoke marijuana, and so that wasn't the issue. The issue was this guy might be a criminal. This guy is a bad influence. So don't take it the wrong way.
Okay, so you kind of briefly talked on like for-profit CEOs and things like that. I was just kind of hoping to hear your take on the current state of healthcare and what recently occurred with their CEO.
Before I answer that question, I want to go back to the coach's question about marijuana, just so everybody understands where I stand. If John Morgan was king, I'd legalize marijuana all over the country, and I'd let you grow it at your house. So that's how I feel about marijuana. As far as the healthcare, think about this for a minute. There's only one place that we go ever, and we never ask what it costs. When you go to get your hair cut, what's it cost? When you go to buy a candy bar, what's it cost? When you walk into a hospital, none of us ever ask what it's going to cost. You can get a Tylenol pill over here for $20. It could be $1 at the other hospital. The of the insurance industry by healthcare is awful. It's off the charts. Our pharmaceuticals in this country are way more money than pharmaceuticals in his favorite country, China. And so you've got the healthcare where we don't ask what things cost, and then you got insurance companies who are fighting healthcare, and they're trying to gouge. The hospitals are trying to gouge. The insurance companies are trying to not be gouged. They're fighting, and guess who's stuck in the middle? The person who needs treatment, the person who has cancer, and they're saying, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. And then what happens? People go postal. People snap.
So would you be in favor then of a socialized form of healthcare in the United States?
I don't know how it will work. Listen,
Every other major country has a socialized form of healthcare.
when Obama was president, he came to my house as president. I supported Obama. I'm on the National Finance Committee for Obama. And one of the things that I really liked about Obama was Obamacare. A lot of people lost their house seats for voting for Obamacare. So listen, I'm all ears about anything we can do to get more medicine and more treatment to people. My brother-in-law is a physician up in Haines City, Florida. I have a clinic called the Morgan & Morgan Clinic where he runs it, I fund it, and we take care of everybody who has lost in the system who can't get care.
How do you deal with profiting over other people's injuries in your law firm?
Every business is in business to make a profit. If you don't have a profit, you don't have a business. On the other side of me and on the other side of my clients are insurance companies. Insurance companies do this. They take in premiums and they try not to pay claims. When they try not to pay claims fairly, that's when I'm hired. When I'm hired, the people who are hiring me cannot afford a lawyer by the hour. And the insurance industry, they live in this world. Deny, delay, defend. Their job is to never be fair with you. The people who come to me at their time of need are people who've had something taken from them. The business I'm in is being the key to the courthouse for people who can't afford it, taking all of the risk. And believe me, I've lost some cases where I've written off millions of dollars. But at the end of the day, the only thing between me and them getting a fair shake from the insurance industry is what we do, which is take them to trial. So I never even realized it could be this lucrative until I got in it. But I've also scaled it in such a way that most personal injury firms are like, one-trick ponies in one city. I built mine throughout the entire United States, and by having the scale that I have, my profit got a lot bigger.
You have mentioned before that you make money off of people's injuries and stuff like that. Do you think it's ethical to, I don't want to say take advantage of people, but take advantage of people when they're most vulnerable?
I think what I do is highly ethical. I think that the insurance industry is very unethical. I believe that I'm the difference between people getting back what was taken from them and relying on the insurance company. I believe that what I do is almost, not quite, like a ministry, because people come to me in their most desperate hour, whether they've lost their home, lost a life, lost a limb, lost livelihood, and they have no way to fight back. So I can tell you this, I sleep very well with what I do and why I do it, because I am the civil police representing the people who cannot have a voice for themselves. I got into this business because my brother Tim was paralyzed, so I got to see what it's like to be on the other side. I got to see what it's like to be the poor person that's being oppressed.
Is this guy actually a decent person, it sounded like? That's what it sounded like to me, bro. Like, I thought this was going to be like one of those crazy, evil, mean billionaires that's like, I was like, bro, you're just a foul human being. But like, either he has like a good mouthpiece and he has like a good two-face going on, or like he's actually decent. I cannot tell.
And I'll tell you what, it is the worst feeling in the whole world to be hopeless, powerless, helpless. And when you get to step in and even the playing field and say, hey, that ain't going to happen. And when they try to give you peanuts, we're like, we're not taking peanuts. When I walk into my lobbies throughout America, when I see those clients sitting there, I see my brother, I see my family, and I want to treat them exactly the way I would have wanted to be treated.
Do you believe most billionaires and lawyers are compassionate?
I think it all depends on the person. I believe what's helped me in my life was I came from a very difficult childhood with a lot of economic insecurity and alcoholism. Everything bad that you could think happened did happen. But the good thing about those things, if you take it the right way, is those things can generate later in life serious compassion on your part. Whenever I would see somebody homeless, I used to tell my children, just remember this, they don't want to be there. And once upon a time, that was a little girl and a little boy eating an ice cream cone, swinging, having the time of their life. And they don't want to be there. And don't judge them because we don't know how they got there.
John, how do you care for your clients when you're done with them? I know your motto is for the people, but it seems like it's only for the client. Up until a certain point, the award is won, the case is closed. How do you take care of your people after you're done with them?
Here's how I take care of the people. I change conduct. I just got a big verdict against Takata Airbags down in Miami a few weeks ago. I can promise you this, because of my cases, Takata is changing their conduct. I'm one of the lawyers on the opioid cases. These pharmaceutical companies were killing us. That's not happening anymore. I have cases against the tobacco industry. The tobacco industry is in the business of premeditated murder. These are evil, evil, evil companies. And so for the people, not my clients and people, the people who I'll never represent, the people who will never know me, I'm changing conduct.
My question to you, throughout law school, I heard a lot that lawyers are the reason why insurance costs so much and is expensive. So what is your take on that?
Well, you heard that from the insurance industry. There's been tort reform after tort reform all across America. And you know why they have this, what's called tort reform, to take away your rights, my rights, their rights. They say, we're going to take certain rights away from you and your rates are going to go down. But here's what's never happened. They've never tied one of those bills to a mandatory decrease of insurance premiums. These insurance companies take premiums in, they make bad investments, and then they say, oh, the lawyers are causing us to make bad investments. No, the lawyers aren't the problem. The insurance companies who run their companies poorly are the problem, and they just want bigger profits. And by the way, when you go home, Google their profits. Google what their CEOs are making. They're not hurting. They're making a lot of money.
If you lost all of your wealth tomorrow, what would be your next step in this struggling economy? Do you think you could pull it off? Do you think you could be just as successful?
I think if I did this again, I would not be this successful. This has been a series of left turns and right turns, and all of a sudden you end up here. I'm not arrogant enough. I believe that 99% of what's happened to me is luck or blessings or whatever you want to call it.
I'm a pastor, and one of the core tenets of many faith systems in the world is a rejection of possessions and wealth. Do you feel like you had to sacrifice part of yourself or your faith or your family to be able to get where you are today?
Not at all, because my faith has been at the forefront of everything I've done. It's the teachings from my faith guide me not only in my life, but in my business life. And
I took control, went solo, and built my own online knife empire.
those lessons are fairly clear to me. Do I think I need to take a vow of poverty? I don't think so. If I'd done that, I would have been a Catholic priest. So no, I have never found a conflict in making money in my faith. I think the conflict would be if I made money and didn't use my money for what I've been taught to use my money for. What my goal is I don't live anywhere near what I make, except, my jet, and that is excess. But I don't live that way, and my goal now is that I think my children are set. I do not want to leave the government one penny. If you want to see your money wasted, give it to Congress. And what I want to do is I want to do as much as I can while I'm alive and leave a huge amount of money into a foundation, and that will say at that foundation, faith without works is dead.
I personally work at my family's cafe, and I was wondering, how much do you normally tip customer service workers that are in serving positions?
$100, and I'll tell you why. We're a member of 3 different churches, and my wife gives away, I don't even know what she gives to these churches. But I am much more interested in leaving $100 tips for my servers and for the people who cut my hair than throwing $100 in the collection plate, because $100 to somebody can change their day. I got a case one time where a little boy was killed by a bus in Jacksonville. My investigator called me and said, I just think I'd tell you how we got this case. I said, how? He said, the woman met you once. I said, when did she meet me? 5 years ago. Where? It was Christmas Eve at Bob Evans, and I went there for breakfast with my daughter, and she told my investigator, and he left me a $100 tip. That's why she called me. So I don't know where your cafe is, but let me know, and I'll come in and
Amazing.
leave you a $100 tip.
I'll definitely let you know. That's an amazing tip. Thank you, John.
Do you believe it's justifiable to be worth $1 billion while millions live in poverty?
No. If I could undo it all and let us all be the same, that's what I would do.
Okay, and do you believe, because I heard something about how you don't agree with the government spending, which I actually do agree with, so how would you split up the money?
The most to the most with the least. I believe that there are people that are, I don't believe it, I know it. When you go out to the Morgan Hunger Relief Center, the people that are walking in there are not the homeless. They're walking in there dressed in work clothes with their children to get free food. And it's an abomination.
Yeah, because I go to the University of Florida because I remember you mentioning it, and one thing I've noticed as a college student is that there is a lot of corruption throughout it, from the president, even from student government, funneling millions. And then when I look into to see what happened to them, nothing really happened. They didn't go to jail or anything.
Look, the University of Florida, they hired this president who was just a buddy of the governor's, and he came up there and the University of Florida and took so much money, and he's still on the payroll, Ben Sass.
Yeah, that's what a lot of college students are talking about.
It's an outrage. And by the way, when you Google those articles, the alligator, I'm all over those all over those articles, ripping him a new.
So you just mentioned that everyone's a politician now, but you also said that you also have done at least 2 different things with legislation. So would you consider yourself to also be a politician?
Sorta. Everybody wants me to run for governor of Florida right now. When I'd go to the White House, they'd take me over the side and show me polling on me. And there's a side of me that thinks I could be good at it, but then there's a side of me that really enjoys living in Maui half the year. So I became sort of a politician because, listen, they were fighting me hard on the minimum wage. They were fighting me hard on medical marijuana. And I was out debating sheriffs, and everybody I was debating had a green suit on and a gun. So it's like, it's a little hard to debate them. So I was sort of a politician because I was in the political realm, and that's why all this talk about people wanting me to run for governor is percolating.
So today, I think we've all sat here and we've heard you talk about your jet in Maui and your 3 homes and the money that sits in your account that you don't care to touch. I think we all have experienced at some point in time that moment that you talked about as a kid, sitting there hoping and praying that somebody would help you. So I guess my question that you didn't really answer, you just told me how much you have. What stops you from helping every person in this room that's struggling right now, that can't pay a bill, had to miss out on work? How do you help them? What do you do? Because you got a private jet, but I had to take off of work today, and I'm struggling. I got bills, man. And I'm not begging for money, but I'm saying, what stops you from being able to go and help us and change our lives? Because...
Let me give you 100 while we're here.
Would I take that 100 is the question. Because you missed out on work pay. Guess you work like a 9 to 5. The minimum wage is 15, he said. So 9 to 5. 9, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, 12. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 hours, yep. 9 times 15. $135 for the day. That's so he almost made his money back for the day if he was working 9 to 5 with the minimum wage.
Thank you.
Don't buy marijuana.
No, I don't smoke.
At
I
the
don't
middle
drink.
school.
No, man.
Nothing stops me. Listen, here's how I look at it. I went to a religious retreat one time under duress. It was called a Cursillo. And I thought it was going to be a bunch of bullshit, and it was basically a bunch of bullshit. But at the very end, it all came down to one thing that I took from that meeting. And here's what I took. I can't change the whole world. I would love to be able to. But the phrase that I took from that Cursillo weekend was, bloom where you're planted. What does that mean? That means I can't solve hardly anything. But every once in a while, I'll get a God whisper, somebody asking, and then I think back to that Cursillo, and it's like, bloom where you're planted. And I feel like at this moment, that's what I'm being asked to do. And I can only do so much. I'm trying to manage my money so that at the end of it all, it can have the greatest bang for its buck.
You know, if I'm being completely honest, I'm not sure if there's anything that would have been a perfect answer, just because he's really good at talking to you, and he's a likable guy, and he's soft in the eyes, so it's easy for him to get you on his side. So I don't know if there's anything he could have said that would have completely changed my mind. But I think showing your actions, he handed me $100, but there were people in the room had told their stories throughout the day, and with a wad of cash in your hand, you could shut me up, but he could have given it to everybody. He could have shown in that moment that he had.
You saying that at that point, you probably shouldn't accept the money then, because right now, you just proved his point. He shut you up with $100. To prove your point, you should have been like, no. You give me $100. And then I'm talking about for all of us. You know what I mean? You were the only person that got $100. The guy at the cafe was talking about tips. He did get $100. At that point, you should have turned down the money. So the business say, no, that's not it. All of us speaking $100 is what I'm saying. Like, all of us, you have to go out of cash right now. These are all things you should have said to him, not behind, sitting on the couch scene. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just a good for taking that money. You should not take that money.
Has the power to change your life, and he can try to change your life. Even if it's a small amount, it's better than nothing. And he didn't really do that.
One of the takeaways I took is there was a quiet desperation, a little bit of a worry about the future, and a little...
I'm not gonna lie, his little water was kind of funny.
Life, he can try to change your life. Even if it's a small amount, it's better than nothing. And he didn't really do that.
One of the takeaways I took is there was a quiet desperation, a little bit of a worry about the future, and a little resentment about people who have money.
I think billionaires are inherently parasitical to society as a whole. No matter how they accumulated that wealth, they're always going to be profiting off the backs of people who are doing the work. In his case, he's the better of an evil system in general. While he is helping injured people get the settlement that they feel they deserve, he is still profiting off of advocating for that injury.
I'm of the volition that there's nothing wrong with billionaires. I'm a rabid capitalist, and I know John talked about that a lot, but that is who I am. That is my background. I think that if you have a financial wealth, yes, you should definitely do good things with it.
This man's trying to make connections. I get it. Understand, bro.
You need to help the people around you. That's just moral code. But I don't believe that billionaires are inherently bad, or they're out to prove world domination or something of the sort like that.
Some are for sure. There's a handful that aren't. Probably less than a handful.
I think a lot of the questions are going to help me reflect on those questions and what I should and am doing.
Alright, not a bad video. Is she bad is the question. I'll add that to the playlist. Anything else we can watch? Ooh, some Swoozy. Let's check this out.
If you're single, in a situationship, dating, or married, all you have to do once you get in a relationship...
Oh, we could turn off the 2x speed.
If you're single, in a situationship, dating, or married, all you have to do once you get in a relationship is watch the other person's actions. Trust actions, not words. Ladies, if another woman can get close to your man, she's not the problem. He is. Fellas, never compete with another man for your woman. Respect yourself enough to walk away from a situation where you have to compete, or if that other person is just straight up disrespecting you. There's a fundamental key that a lot of people do not understand, and that is, when you get in a relationship, that relationship is not about you, it's about the other person. So when you have both people trying to please the other person, that's a recipe for an amazing relationship.
He's not wrong right now. The whole one relationship is for you guys to work for each other. You're a couple. That's it. You're a duo. You're a team. Teams help each other out. That's valid right there. He's valid.
Problem is, people out here just looking out for number one. I know a guy who is actively cheating on his wife. Whenever I can, I try talking some sense into this dude, and I'm just like, how would...
Is this your friend? You just know the guy? I'm just saying that's have someone like that in your circle and he's still in your circle, that's insane work.
How would you feel if your wife cheated on you? He's like, I would be furious. We're all human. We all make mistakes.
But it sounds like he keeps making the same mistake, buddy.
But if you're cheating, stop it. That CEO probably thought never in a million years would anybody find out. I was at Halloween Horror Nights. It's like a group of 15 of us, right? So we're all walking, and these 3 girls pull me aside, and they're like, Swooze, we know you're good with relationships. Give us some sauce. One of these 3 girls, we're gonna call her Amy. Her boyfriend has secretly been coming to me asking for advice because they've been having problems. So now I get to talk to his girlfriend, and she doesn't know about this, so I'm here like...
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
So I start preaching the good gospel like I'm Jesus on the Sermon of the Mount. And then Amy goes, I did all those things to get a boyfriend. I'm so glad I have a boyfriend now and I don't have to do any of those things. And I'm like, courtship is one game. And then once you get in a relationship, a whole new game starts. You don't just get in a relationship and be lazy and expect everything to happen to you. Fast forward, I'm at a pool party and now I'm sitting next to Amy and her roommate. Her roommate starts talking to me. There's no more good men. They string you along. They're gaslighters. There's zero accountability. So I ask her, okay, let's just get specific. What are you looking for a man to do for you? He needs to open my car door. He needs to open any door that I walk into a building for. I need flowers twice a month. He needs to pay for every single one of my Ubers. And she's going down this list, and I'm like, you know what? That is awesome. I love that for you. If I was your next POI, I would be down to do all of that for you. But I have one question. What are you gonna do for him? This girl got so offended that I even asked that question. She was like, well, he gets to have me. I'm like, yeah, that kind of doesn't qualify because he gets to have you, but you get to have him. What are you gonna do for him beyond just getting to have him? She couldn't answer the question. Semi-recently, I've let a lot of...
Bro, man's literally is also, she couldn't answer the question.
friendships died because I realized I was in unbalanced relationships. I was doing 90% and they were maybe doing 10%. When you get in a relationship, what you're really saying is, I am now gonna give you the ability to hurt me. Now imagine that other person starts hurting you and then you verbally tell them, hey, this thing you're doing is hurting me. And they keep doing the thing. They typically say, I'm very sorry for what I did. Please give me another chance to hurt you again. And then guess what they go and do? Just because you say you love me doesn't mean I feel loved by you. Someone being in love with you is pretty much just how you make them feel. And the best way to do that is make them feel good. Take them out to places they've never been before. Do the activities that they like to do. If somebody doesn't appreciate you or like you the way you want them to, why get mad? Hey, fist that, GG's, I'm gonna cry about it. Now we've hopefully put each other on the timeline that we can go find that person that will be the right one for us. How do I look staying bitter if things didn't work out between us? We all heal different ways. Me, it takes about a year. I'm friends with girls that have cheated on me. Don't get it twisted. I will drop you from my close friends list. And once you stop seeing my close friends story, that's a hard train to get back on. You're missing so much quality wall twerking from me. If you want to be happy in life, don't hold on to any anger towards anybody. That person was a lesson, you need to see it for just that, a lesson, and let it go. Fellas, once you get in that relationship, keep working on your physique. Everybody loves a nice body. Ladies, don't nag. Men, don't listen, I know, but every time you nag, your stock and your attraction is just plummeting. Let's say you bought a new TV and you want it mounted on the wall and you keep telling your man, can you hang the TV on the wall, please? I've been asking you to do this for like 3 months. Tell him once, tell him twice. On strike 3, just call another guy over to do it. It's one thing if you call Geek Squad and you spend money, but it's even better if you get another guy friend to do it. Oh, that is just like... So much of dating is just psychological, and you can save yourself so much stress once you understand how the game works. Dating nowadays is like playing a game of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, right? You have to know the mind of your opponent. There's a Japanese term for this called yomi. Every disappointment comes from people acting in a different way than you expected them to act. So disappointment doesn't just come from their actions. It also comes from your expectations. When I'm in a relationship, I am just observing. I'm collecting data. A loyal partner is gonna make it clear to everybody that they
This is solid advice. This is decent. This is decent.
prioritize you. Ladies, let me talk to y'all exclusively for a hot second. I know a lot of y'all are confused where you stand with this dude. He's either your boyfriend or your friend. Full stop. By the way, a lot of my friends heard that I wasn't a huge fan of Superman. Half of them agreed with me, the other half didn't. I went and watched it again. It's better the second time. And I'm gonna end on this note.
Ah, because I was, but what was that? The last video he did, he was talking about how he didn't like Superman. I was like, bro, you're tweaking. He came around. It's about time.
Relationships are easy. It's the people that complicate them.
Mendez?
Yes, sir.
I'm your driver, Michael A. Jordan.
Thank you.
Bags for you.
Yes, thank you.
All right, that was pretty darn decent. Arrogant downfall. We'll drop that out probably next time. That's a 20-minute. Who's this guy? Can I use my thing? Thank you. Oh, man's grinding. Death Note season. Oh, yo, is that a way to get away with it? Yo, that might be the method. Does he play the sound too? Let me see. Let me see.
What up, everybody? And welcome back to the channel. Feeling less than Matsuda.
I love you. So please, don't tell me you're going home now. Instead, say you'll stay by my side.
Maybe I should leave while I still have a chance. I made it this far. I'm Matsui.
Yo, this might be the method. What's this guy's name? So I can watch anime on YouTube? Okay, we can do that. We can do that. You see gameplay. Shout out UC, bro. This is a fantastic idea. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gonna try that out at some point. Oh, it looks decent. I haven't had Domino's in a minute, bro. I miss Domino's. Weird. When did you get a girlfriend? Oh, is this like a parasocial video? I was getting toxic. Oh, let's check this out real quick. Because I'm curious now.
Adios, typical.
My guess is it's about the fans and whatnot, them being weird about it. And very parasocial.
Freshman that keeps life bubbling.
On more than my TikTok For You page.
4x4, I tip my windows up. Can y'all hear me? Was my sound? I feel like my voice is alright. I have this on like max range. So I could just talk in my chill voice, if you will. Yeah, my sound is decent. I'm just checking to see. I'm still seeing the camera. I'm sitting pretty low.
At the moment, but we do. Sakura is the couple that's got fully grown men smiling ear to ear whilst also sending mixed signals left, right and centre. Just to clear up, I genuinely hate parasocials. These two do not care about you or your opinion. But low-key, I understand you now. I found myself in the NMS TwitterCon more than my TikTok For You page at the moment. But we
all over your TikTok For You page? I saw them like once. Had been like last week. It's like, oh, neat, and that was really it.
do need a recap before we get onto the emotional roller coaster that Japan has been. As of writing this script, I just watched the final ending and I'm so giddy. As we all know, it didn't start out quite as smoothly. Sakura was dropping big bro alpha game from day one, leaving our boy Jason looking hopeless. Who knew what would come from this moment? Holy shit, Jack, snap out of it. You're a 19-year-old man, but the eyes don't lie. This then evolved into the Minecraft episode, where Jason tried his very hardest to break the little bro curse. He wasn't very successful though.
Oh, Jason's the best little bro. Thank you for the 1,000 bits.
At this point, I would have quit, so fair play to Jay for soldiering on. But by the Marlins were we not expecting what was coming next. He basically started begging Kaide's sister to go to prom with him. I'm only calling her that because that's what Jason was saying in his titles. But she was playing such hard defense. And looking back on it, it's so painful. Our boy was struggling out here.
Yeah, but I see you as a brother too.
But because of the song he made for her,
I'll say yes.
as a brother though, not as a date. But she stuck to her words. Jason went full prom mode with the cardboard poster. But Jason got a little nervous and had to use the toilet. We've all been there, bro. Okay, I really need to speed this shit up. I can't include every clip that's got me smiling. They go out for lunch. Jason buys Sakura her red prom dress. We get the Ron and Lacey emo segment. Not sure what the fuck was going on there. Got this fan going for the waist grabs on Sakura and Jason. Wasn't a
That's insane work.
extremely tough watch, bro. They made the Jakura song. It's unironically in my playlist, and what? And whilst getting ready for prom, Jason hit his first alpha move on Sakura, letting her know that you don't get your bro's initials on your nails.
Pressure. Yeah, very good.
Cute TikToks, kiss on the cheek. There was whole fucking watch parties for this shit. The parasocials are taking over.
Well, when did this happen? I remember, like, wasn't she like flirting with the cameraman? Was it? I remember. Was that a clip or am I tweaking? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we don't care, do we? Let's just face it. Streamer prom. Oh shit. Make our way for king and queen before this all goes fucking downhill. Ron perfectly represented all of us when we watched the clip back for the second time. Oh, I'm just gonna have to let this shit play.
Guys, the J's for John.
I actually can't watch it, bro. We need to erase this from our history. Then she tries to deny it, then says the J is for Jason and John after he just spent 10k on her prom outfit and made 2 songs about her with what the fuck? Shoulder tap, it's okay little bro. Toughest watch of all time. Especially when you've got these two cunts rubbing it in. People were hating on John in this situation, but he was doing the right thing. Sakura was trying to play around and say that they should go to Japan instead, and John denies her. And then we got our depressing screenshot of Jason in the hallway. I'm gonna save you the pain of playing the car ride home. It's not worth it. At the end of the night, we got a Kaysen and Kyrie Irving therapy session. This drama went mainstream fast. She then hit Jay with the, I'm going to bed, I'm tired. Jason's fuming, and just to top it off, Ron called Jason.
Hello?
This was the list of people and comms that tweeted about the situation. We had the whole country of Philippines invested in this shit, but we need to forget about that. 2 days later, he spends 3.5 hours making the song Favorite Flower about Sakura, and shit, man.
I can't just let you go.
Okay, is this, how old is Jason, bro? Oh, his face, Jason. Thank you. You're 21 years old? I'm sorry, bro, but acting like this hard for a shorty at 21 is insane. Unless face, Jason, age. Unless this is wrong. He is 21 years, bro. I'm sorry. I thought you were like 19, 18 years old, bro, but you're 21 doing all this for a shorty? Nah, I'm sorry, bro. It's never that deep. You know, making a song for her after she little broed you at the prom and whatnot. Like, I'm just going to assume he's doing it for the clicks and the views. I'm just going to assume this is actually how he's feeling right now.
This brother was holding on to this relationship like his life depended on it. Then we had the bake-off interaction. This is where Kaysen started hitting the Jakura analysis streams. They went to get food. Chat was getting their much-deserved heels. And they were working their arse off for it, to be fair. Telling Jason to get the pillow for Sakura. No more explanation needed. Chatter clutch. It was still up in the air if these two were actually going to go to Japan. But after Jason did confirm it, we got people asking if they should book the week off work to watch the streams. Here's Sakura's response.
Please don't do that. Go make your bag.
And here's Jason's.
Yes, take the week off, bro. You know, it's gonna be a legendary stream. And first of all, and also, fuck getting a trigger warning job. Just watch Twitch streams all day.
I was personally a work from home and have it on in the background guy. He makes brownies for Sakura and surprises her with them at the beach. Her friends are playing the hardest defense I've ever seen. The comments did not like this one, and it was understandable. A tough chapter here for Jason, but I think he successfully scored some brownie points. Fucking job, Jack. Oh my god. We had the phase party, the classic don't be weird kiss, and then proceeds to run away screaming. Real smooth, Jason. And then we got the holy replay of all time. We're just gonna let this slide? Okay, that's fine then. I'm pretty sure this is about the time when the off-stream Jason allegations started popping up. OSJ, we see you. She appeared at the end of the Summer Uptown song. And then finally, Christ, this was supposed to be a quick recap. All those viewers watching the Japan streams with about a 15-hour time difference, you've got some heart. I'm from the beautiful country of England, the UK for uncultured Americans, but that's about an 8-hour time difference. I could watch the stream peacefully.
What? I'm pretty sure everyone knew where England was, buddy. Alright.
Whilst eating my breakfast, lunch and dinner. But Japan, the first couple of days, they were mellow. Shout out to whoever runs this news channel, by the way. You've came in so clutch for the heels and making this video. Kaysun didn't even make it 10 seconds into the first stream before getting all giddy. I definitely was nonchalant and unfazed when the stream started. They started out in Tokyo at this art museum place, and how we went from this to this in 5 days is beyond me, but I'm all here for it. There was the kid segment. It was very wholesome. The kid did make Jason run up a bag though. Oh my. Tax write-off though, it's fine. First day, not too many heals, but no damage taken. We did have Kaysun screaming at Sakura wiping food off Jason's face though. That's classic. Day 2 was in Kyoto. This is where we were introduced to the person that would have the most legendary performance of assists and lobs anyone has ever seen. Cyan. Without her, the trip would have gone very differently. Anarchy, let's not forget. But today is where the clip started flooding in. Not before he sold this easy layup though.
Your good side?
This is her good side.
Yeah! Both sides.
Oh.
Fucking hell, Jason, how much more do you want to serve up on a plate? We got some down bad clips from the editors today. The way they look at each other, oh my. What is this clip, bro? What is this title? I forget how hard Jason was folding at the start. Giving her the ick not even an hour in. Shoulder taps turned into holding hands. Kaysun and Lacey's reactions were priceless.
Hendrix Gin.
So all this was going on, what, this week? This is insane. Let me actually... Well, this is all going on this week? Or was that last week? Let's check, shall we? Okay, so I think the Japan ship was like last week then, huh? Okay, I am curious about that,
I watch a good amount of...
this right here. Because I saw that on Twitter. I think he got in trouble for like scamming and whatnot, but we'll check that out after this video.
This is basically becoming a montage, bro. I need to chill out. But how can I resist when you've got back-to-back banger clips like this? Copyright music in the background, but Sakura tells Jason he's single and then recovers with saying, not for long. She does know the push and pull method a bit too well. And there was another clip of Kaysun analysing Sakura's up and down eye movement. I genuinely cannot do this. At this point, I'd realised OSJ must have been putting in the work the night before. Then something dangerous got introduced to the stream. Alcohol. Jason pretty much lost all of his composure and went bright red. Better than having a receding hairline at 19, I guess, though. But look at this guy, man. She touches his leg and bro just forgets how to speak. He doesn't know where to look. He's so cooked. This is also about the time where the weird tour guide allegations came from. People were making all sorts of statements in the comments. On a more positive note, Jason was in the green for an undisclosed reason. He sends this message. 30 seconds later, Sakura checks her phone, smiles, looks at Jason. They smile. Oh my god, I'm way too deep into this. And then Jason hits the infamous back rub. He knows exactly what he's doing. They did end stream early this night. It makes sense though.
How many showers
showers we stream.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how many showers you streamed, bro. Day 3, they were in Osaka. Chat was learning to use SLS. Chat is always on point, bro, I swear. There was the pig segment. They got matching chains. Jason got Arky a bracelet. Now, I could sit here and show you every single clip, but we need to stick to the main storyline. Too many side quests. They went out in the evening for food, got drunk. I'm low-key jealous, I can't lie. They went on this Ferris wheel, and I was actually watching the stream live at this point, and I have been embracing being a parasocial viewer now, but the chat in this segment, oh my. I don't think they understand that when you drink and then have a break from drinking for a while, you start to get a little tired. So the chat thinks it's a good idea to start saying kiss each other in the chat, saying Jason sold, saying we're cooked. Like, boys, chill the fuck out. The only reason it was a top watch was because I saw the chat being little freaks in the top left. And 2 minutes later, the vibes were fine, mainly because they started trolling Arky because he was scared of heights. And double fuck you, chat. Shit got wholesome in the car. Jay should have hugged Arky though. Look out for your boys, man. They went and had some shots. They went to go find some karaoke and the heels. My parents must be so confused if they can hear me doing this voiceover. Jason hit a W save. God, this shit was good. I think we all figured out that Sakura gets extremely touchy when she drinks, but I think Jason sticking the arm round reminded her that they're still on stream and have got to act like they're not a married couple. They took a break for the day because the next day they went to Hakone? Hakone. Yeah, Hakone. You know, the sushi, it's but I don't think I need to do anything to prove to you that these two are real. Jakura's official. Arky was dropping the off-stream lore. Problem is now, this video just becomes boring because there's no drama, there's no mixed signals, it's just straight green all the way through. The icky emote isn't even cringe anymore, it's just cute. Jakura also healed Rage so much that he's been able to walk again since being in a wheelchair. And then moving on to the final day, back in Tokyo, and we all get our happy ending. She reacted to Sexo2 for the 3rd time of the trip and finally enjoyed it. Shout out to the boss as well. Banks got her a Chrome Arts bag and wrote a genuine heartfelt note apologizing about the 6 out of 10 thing basically. Pause if you want to read the whole thing, but if you've made it this far in the video, you probably read it 30 seconds after Banks posted it. We got Jason dodging kisses again.
How did we come up with the English language?
I love how Cyan's asking the questions that really need to be asked. How did we come up with the English language? I don't know. Jason couldn't dodge this one though. I'll be honest, I wasn't 100% invested into Jakura before Japan. It was still entertaining, but I don't know what came over me during this Japan trip. But my cheeks are starting to ache from all the smiling, not my ass cheeks.
All right, interesting. Just, you know, parasocial things, you know? We see a couple live. It's cute. We love to see it. We love to see it. Let's hear about this, though, and your boss scamming people, allegedly.
All right. Twitter is a goddamn landmine, bro. Okay, I would be honest with y'all. Well, I woke up today. I was moving. I had a shoot I had to go to. I had to drive like an hour. I had a shower today. Bro, like I had to do mad today. And then I checked the group chat. Booming, you know, you could probably guess why it's booming. The face group chat going crazy, going binoculars. And check Twitter real quick, bro. The comments going every I'm refreshing Twitter. There's magic going on. Had to call some people to fill me in on what's going on, bro. I started a stream because I wanted to, you know, as y'all know, the Face Camp is coming up soon. I wanted to go buy some camping gear, right, early, because the shop's closed.
Okay, so we didn't say anything.
Slightly early. But, yeah, as y'all seen, Banks has fully stepped down publicly as CEO. I would say that all the Face guys, we are running Face, you know what I mean? There's a lot of being handled in the back end that y'all just don't need to know about, alright? And I will say that...
Thank you. So useful. Like, where are the people who spilled the tea? That's what I need to know. Oh, I forgot to talk about the T app. I'll do that. Probably tomorrow too, I think. But yeah, I think on that note, on that fantastic, lovely note, Oh wait, let me not make the infinity screens. That'll be it for stream for your boy. Thank you all for tuning in for the late night chill session. Tomorrow night we probably will start a little bit earlier. No promises though, but we'll try. As always, we always will try. You should be getting one video tomorrow. My review of Fantastic Four is happening. You'll get that tomorrow for sure. You might get the T app. Thoughts about that as well. So you might get a double feature tomorrow. So look out for that. Look out for that. But yeah, thank you for everybody on Twitch for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for subscribing to this week or today. Thank you for that as well. And thank you for liking the stream and all that good stuff. I'm gonna sleep, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow night.